How you doing? This video is another example of video help for some of the Khan Academy work. Specifically, this video is going to focus on the fifth assignment we have. That's the volume of cones assignment. So before we take a look at some of those Khan Academy assignment questions that ask us about volume of cones, first thing I want to do is point out where I'm getting some of the information. There's a reference sheet on the top of your document each day that we've worked on for math, which shows volume formulas for a bunch of different shapes. The volume formula I'm going to be talking about for the cone is V, or volume, is equal to pi times radius squared times height, all divided by 3. You should see this is similar to the cylinder's formula, which was pi times radius squared times height, but because the cone kind of caves in instead of going straight up like a cylinder, the cone gets divided by 3 for that volume formula at the end. Again, you don't have to memorize these formulas. It's always okay to look them up on our reference sheet or to search Google for volume of a cone, but a big key is starting with that correct formula to work with. Again, I'll make this whiteboard a little bit larger. When we talk about these formulas, the H, anytime we see H in these volume formulas, it's standing for height. In our case, how tall the cone is from the base of the circle up to the top. The radius measures how far it is halfway across that circular base from the middle of the circle out to the edge, and V, of course, stands for volume. The example we're going to go ahead and show you, I'm going to take a look at this example that I'm highlighting right here. It says find the volume of the cone. Sorry, the highlighting's a little slow. There it is. It says find the volume of the cone. Either enter an exact answer in terms of pi, or use 3.14 for pi, and also round your final answer to the nearest hundredth. So, for this cone, as we can see, this whole assignment for Khan Academy is about volume of cones. We're going to use this formula, V equals pi times radius squared times height divided by 3. And for the cone that we're working with, make the whiteboard just a little bit larger. For the cone we're working with, it has a height, which we're going to call H, a height of 8, and it also has a radius, the distance halfway across that circle. The radius is 6. So a height of 8 and a radius of 6 for that cone. Those are the numbers I'm going to plug into our formula. The formula for the volume of the cone becomes V equals pi, which I'm going to switch to 3.14. We'll go ahead and leave it as pi, actually. We get pi times 6 squared now, because the radius is 6, so r gets replaced by 6, times the height, which is 8, all divided by 3. Then at that point I can start doing the math. 6 squared is going to give me 36, so it becomes pi times 36 times 8 divided by 3. 6 squared gave me 36. I'm going to do something that simplifies the math a little bit. I could do 36 times 8, times it by 3.14 for pi, then divide by 3. But I do know 36 divided by 3 just gives me 12. So I'm going to pull or factor that 3 out that's dividing right now. 36 divided by 3 is 12. So I'm going to take care of that. 36 over 3 is 12, so it becomes 12 times 8 times pi. Just rearranging things a little bit here. I had 8 times 36 divided by 3 times pi. 36 divided by 3 is 12. So that gives us 12 times 8 times pi if we want to rearrange things a bit easily. 12 times 8, if 10 times 8 gives us 80, then 12 times 8, 2 more copies of 8, is going to give us 96. It's 80 plus 16. You could also be using a calculator. That 96 needs to be multiplied by pi. If I choose to multiply pi out, they've told me to use 3.14 for pi, so I would take 96. I'll show you on my calculator up here in the toolbar. If I did 96 multiplied by 3.14, then that would give me an answer of 301.44. So if I multiply out 96 times 3.14, using that for pi, that gives me an answer 301.44. Either one of these answers that I've boxed at the end would be correct. If you've got questions, if you're struggling with any of these, let me know. The rest of this assignment is pretty straightforward. Each time they're providing you with a cone with radius and height, and then asking you to use this formula to work out for the volume of that cone. Thanks for watching to the end. Again, as always, feel free to watch Sal Khan's videos, talk to classmates, or email me if you've got questions and you're still struggling after watching this video.